to talk about the future of voting rights, right? Is political strategist Terrance Woodbury. Terrance, welcome to BNC Live, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. As I just mentioned, we just heard from LaTosha Brown, right, the co-founder of Black Voters Matter, reminding us during that speech that King was a man of faith. But Terrance, how much faith can one have? Here we are decades later, still in the same fight, sir.
Well, thank you so much for having me on such an important day. Faith is important right now, but people are beginning to lose faith and lose confidence, not only in Democrats' ability to make progress on such an important issue, but they're beginning to lose confidence in democracy. And today marks such an important opportunity to activate the young voters and the young and the Black and diverse voters that we saw in the summer of 2020 taking to the streets in every city across America at the time to protest about police violence and police reform, but a broader protest about justice and equality. And to LaTosha Brown's point there, we should honor this day and commemorate the spirit of activism, the spirit of justice and equity, and really begin engaging and activating voters that are going to be critical to re-engage and to mobilizing in the upcoming election.
All right, we'll talk about how that is to be done, Terrance, because, I mean, this was President Biden's campaign promise. And still, here we are.
Well, it is unfortunate. Only 46% of Black voters approve of the job that Joe Biden and Democrats are doing protecting voting rights. That is a precipitous decline, specifically amongst what I always point to as the most loyal Democratic voters, Black seniors, who I call my favorite voters in the electorate because we know they're going to vote and we know who they're going to vote for. Well, even amongst Black seniors, Joe Biden's job approval has dropped by 20 points. And his ability to protect voting rights has dropped by 30 points amongst Black seniors. And so when we see this type of erosion in support and erosion in confidence amongst the stalwart Democratic voters, then it really does point to a political problem, an electoral problem in 2020, while the barriers that are being erected to make it harder for people of color to vote already present a significant challenge to Democrats mobilizing their coalition. The lack of morale, the reduction in morale and approval and support that we're seeing amongst Black voters towards Democrats is pointing to a crisis of confidence. And I think that they have to act urgently and value signals, send a message to Black voters that Joe Biden will do what he said he would do in his acceptance speech, which is fiercely defend the rights and the priorities of Black voters.
Yeah, Terrance, I think at this point, folks are saying we're tired of speeches. I mean, you come pandering to us for a vote, but then when it's time to cut things out of the bill, generally it always looks like the things that were promised to us are the first things to go. So at the end of the day, whose fault is it?
Well, we have to remain engaged here. I want to, while we do have to apply pressure to Democrats, who Black voters, and I'm in focus groups every single day with Black voters, they are acutely aware of the role that they played in delivering victories to Democrats in the Congress, in the Senate, and in the White House. But that awareness comes with a level of expectation. And they expect progress to be made on their priorities. They expect their rights, their political power, their economic power to be protected. And in the absence of that, we do have to hold Democrats accountable, but we also have to hold the right accountable. We have to. This is why I'm